Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Accused of taking indecent pictures of students at UOG, now he's been caught allegedly violating the conditions of his pre-trial release again.
More on the assault of a DOC officer and an interesting twist to a current investigation.
And also on the newscast, in preparation for the introduction of the Marine Conservation Act of 2017, we take you down south to Umatic Bay. And with that, we bid you good evening and half a day, everybody. If you're joining us live on KUAM TV8, streaming us live on Facebook, or watching our behind-the-scenes view on Instagram Live, we thank you so much for tuning in to KUAM tonight. Well, the man accused of taking photos in our top story of unsuspecting girls spent the week in jail. This after he reportedly violated his pre-trial release conditions, as Crystal Paco reports.
Defendant J.I. Kanata was supposed to be on house arrest. Instead, he was seen at a high school taking pictures, prompting his rearrest. His sighting outside the confines of his home was reported to probation last month. The witness was attending a middle school track and field competition at Okuru High School when he saw Kanata taking photos. Dressed in the orange DOC uniform, Kanata appeared in court today. His attorney, Leslie Travis, calling the government's motion to revoke his release a, quote, harsh remedy. The court agreed, and it's back to house arrest for Kanata, who was sanctioned to the past week he served in jail. KUAM files show this is Kanata's second violation. Back in March, he was spotted at a bar attending a fundraiser. After explaining to the court he was cooking for the fundraiser and stayed back to see some of the attendees, he was sanctioned to 2 days jail time, all of which was suspended. Kanata stands accused of setting up cameras in bathrooms and a college classroom to get footage of unsuspecting girls in the nude. A flash drive allegedly in his possession contained multiple files, one of a 9-year-old girl standing in a bathtub with her privates exposed, another depicting Kanata setting up the camera under a sink before a 15-year-old girl undresses and showers, and a final shot of what appears to be a University of Guam classroom. The camera directed up at a girl's skirt to show her undergarments. Kanata previously worked as a UOG tutor, but was terminated following his arrest and concerns for student safety. A return court date is set for June 15. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Thanks, Crystal. Also caught violating pretrial release conditions, Alfredo Castro was spotted out past his court-ordered curfew. An anonymous caller reported seeing him at Home Depot after 9 p.m., which was confirmed on store surveillance video. No action was taken on the violation due to the defense asking for more time to review the issue. Meanwhile, the court today granted Castro's request to extend his curfew to allow him to work at the Guam Micronesia Island Fair. However, he has to go straight home afterward and not consume alcohol. Castro, along with co-defendant J.C. White, are the remaining defendants charged with the death of Brian Cruz. Just recently, the court allowed their cases to be separated.
In other island news headlines, 7 men posted a video of their prey on Facebook and were subsequently arrested. Early Thursday, Department of Agriculture conservation officers apprehended 7 men allegedly involved in taking a deer that was caught on a fence. They then butchered the animal and shared the video amongst themselves. Bernard Leon Guerrero, Christopher Howard, John San Augustine, Frank Kanata, Peter Baza, Ignori Sakati, and Tomas Leon Guerrero were booked and released. While each of the men face a single charge of protection of wildlife, Leon Guerrero also faces an official misconduct charge because he was using a GovGuam vehicle at the time. Leon Guerrero works at the Dedido Mayor's office. Lieutenant Mark Uggan reminds residents wildlife can only be taken legally, and that means obtaining a hunting license or obtaining one from a registered livestock owner.
New details are released in Wednesday's attack at the prison. Today, Department of Corrections leadership confirming that 20-year-old detainee Joshua James Menno was taken out of his cell at the Post 2 housing unit for fresh air when the attack occurred. It happened around 10 a.m. yesterday. DepCorp officials say Menno struck the corrections officer, leaving him with injuries to his lip and jaw. He was treated by DOC and GMH clinic staff. KUAM confirms Joshua Menno is the brother of detainee Justin Menno, who was badly beaten inside the Post 6 yard area in April. The investigation into that attack is ongoing. Joshua's been in and out of prison. His most recent arrest was this past February, where he was charged with assault. An internal affairs investigation into the attack is underway.
Well, billing issues and an apparent conflict of interest, as there could be soon an opening on the Guam Regional Transit Authorities Board, as the governor's chief of staff is now calling for that longtime member's removal.
KUAM's Nick Delgado has the story.
On the Guam Regional Transit Authority Board for the past decade.
I just think it's in the community's best interest for me to stay on as a member because of the depth of knowledge that I have in regards to transit.
Now, Adelup is calling for GRTA Board Secretary Ginger Porter to leave her seat immediately.
Several weeks ago, it was brought to the attention of the chief of staff that she had gotten into a personal contract with one of the vendors of GRTA, which, isn't something that you're supposed to be doing as a board member, and we would have thought that she'd know that.
A conflict of interest brought to the governor's chief of staff's attention in March, but Porter defends her actions.
At the time, I was asked by KEI to do some training, and I'm certified to do training in passenger assistance services. Was it a conflict of interest? That's the board didn't take any action, and nobody has asked me about remedying that situation in any way.
Something like this, where not only was she doing something that she knew was wrong, she was profiting off of it. Mm-hmm. She was making money from during while taking this action, and that's just not something that the administration condones.
However, Porter believes the order for her to resign was fueled after she uncovered and continued to push numerous billing concerns at GRTA.
I found that what I viewed as being discrepancies in the amount of hours that were being delivered and what the invoice reflected.
In April, Porter says the board voted to have the concerns sent to the Attorney General's office for review, but she contends that never happened. The governor's spokesperson says
all of those issues, we believe that Mr. Augustine and the board are working diligently on.
He should have worked on it a year ago, and it hasn't happened. And the chairman should have worked on it easily 3 months ago, and that hasn't happened. It always gets swept away and not addressed.
Transportation Committee Chair Senator Frank Uggan Jr. is now calling on the Office of Public Accountability to conduct an audit and look into the apparent billing improprieties.
Whatever the outcome, Porter says she's not going to make it her final stop when it comes to the call for her to step down from the board. She says she's going to continue to provide the service to those who take public transportation.
It was kind of agreed upon then that it was probably in the best interest that she stepped down.
Adelup says they will send another letter to Porter, this time informing her that she is no longer on the GRTA board. It's unclear how soon that will happen or how soon the administration will begin searching for her replacement. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Nick Delgado.
Thanks, Nick. And before we head into the break, a quick update on tax refunds. I know a lot of people are asking about it online and on Facebook. $1.6 million in tax refunds is being processed this evening and will go out in the mail tomorrow. And this is for error-free tax refunds filed up until February 5th.
All right, so if you're watching us right now on Facebook Live, jump in the comment stream. Let us know when you filed, and we'll let you know possibly if you are going to get your money. And with that, we're going to take a commercial break, and we will be back right here on KUAM.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance. celebrate at IT&E. Pick up the new Samsung Galaxy S8 and get double data.
Is your old ride letting you down? Then play Micronesia Mall's Ride-Away Flyaway game and win 3 rides from Triple J Auto Group, plus 30 flyaways to Manila on Philippine Airlines. Just present mall receipts to enter and win the 2017 Kia Soul, the 2017 Mazda 3 Sport, the 2017 Kia Forte, and instant prizes from Burger King and Foot Locker. Shop and win more cars, trips, and prizes when you play Micronesia Mall's Ride-Away Flyaway game.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adahi Itano program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Kidzas Maasi Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Hafidin, welcome back to Primetime. From being an audible many years ago to receiving another clean audit by the Office of Public Accountability, the Guam Department of Education has made strides when it comes to its financial management. An independent audit found that GDOE closed out fiscal year 2016 with a $1.2 million increase. It also received an unmodified opinion for all major federal programs, and for the second year had no material weaknesses for both the financial statements and federal programs. However, the audit did note 2 significant deficiencies, also noting DOE has been designated a high-risk grantee with the feds for the past 14 years.
In education, it's estimated it's going to take upwards of $1 million to keep Simon Sanchez High School afloat, while GovGuam works to complete procurement that's been delayed for the past 4 years. After the latest proposed legislation to rebuild the campus, Bill 70, fell through, Superintendent John Fernandez discussed a new interim 2-year project with the Guam Education Board members this afternoon.
What we tried to do is make sure that, number one, we looked at this as a 2-year plan, not that's band-aided to the next issue and to the next issue. That's right. So a 2-year plan. Number 2, we said we need to make sure that we have sufficient number of classrooms for the current enrollment.
He said areas that required the most investment include the restoration of 9 temporary classrooms, exterior painting, general maintenance, and roof leak repairs. He added his agency is considering double session depending on the availability of resources for the next school year.
Putting precious resources in the hands of those it affects most. That's the goal of new fisheries legislation Senator Will Castro plans to introduce this week. He took a boat tour of Umatic Bay to get a better feel for the bill's implications this morning. Our Isa Baza has the story.
Clear blue skies and deep blue ocean. That's the view from a meeting between Senator Will Castro and community stakeholders Thursday morning.
Today's visit was our 3rd consultation with various stakeholders. We had resource agencies here, the managers from those agencies. We have some technical people, professionals, experts in the field of fisheries. Of course, we have the mayor who speaks on behalf of his municipality.
The visit was meant to discuss new fisheries legislation targeting Umatic that Castro hopes to introduce this Friday.
The Marine Conservation Act will allow coastal villages to play a pivotal role in the management of marine resources. Mayors or municipal councils will be able to formulate rules and regulations on how to access, use, or harvest resources so precious to the village communities.
In essence, it would shift fisheries management away from the Department of Agriculture and into the hands of village leadership.
I think the key, though, is to decentralize that and place those who have the biggest to lose, the most to lose, and the most to gain at the front of that effort.
Umatic Mayor Johnny Kanata says it has his full support, noting local organizations such as the Umatic Foundation already work to preserve village resources.
Our kids from Umatic that comes out and snorkel and grow corals. They're teaching them how to grow corals in Seti Bay, the Bay in Umatic, Fua Bay. They're doing that. We have Joe Kinat, Fred Goffigan, and they're the one that's teaching our kids all this marine stuff to preserve. You know, even the river, You know, we're having problems with our river erosions and stuff like that.
He also hopes to target restrictions currently limiting the traditional fishing way of life.
People from the south, we go fishing. You know, some people go fishing for their food on the table for their kids and their, you know, the family.
In addition to defining a community-based fisheries management system, the bill will also require the Department of Agriculture to establish a community-based fisheries management plan 6 months after enactment. Castro noted that other villages, including in Arahan and Jotnya, have expressed interest in pursuing a similar approach. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
And also, should the government take out a $75 million line of credit to pay out tax refunds? Well, let your leaders know what you think. The legislature Friday is going to hold 3 public hearings on the governor's tax refund plan, the tax revenue anticipation note more precisely. The administration says this will help pay out tax refunds within weeks instead of months. And although Adelup held a pair of public hearings at Adelup, it was determined during special session that it did not meet the mandates of public law. Here's Governor Eddie Calvo.
Though I'm disappointed at the pace, you know, I'm seeing several senators, not only the minority but the majority, that want to move this thing forward. So at least we're having forward progress. I would have much rather that this had, we would have wrapped things up and have moved forward in passing the legislation so that we could get these tax refunds to the people. Because, you know, maybe it's a week, maybe it's 2 weeks that may be delayed. But for one or two weeks, for some people that need to pay a hospital bill or have a major issue in their family that's an emergent situation, those 1 or 2 weeks mean a lot.
The public hearings for the tax plan are at 10, 2, and 6 down at the Guam Congress Building.
And before we head into the break, we wanted to give a quick shout out to Christine Leon Guerrero, who's watching us now on Instagram Live.
All right. Thanks so much for watching, and we will be back right after this.
How can a modern family save money when companies ding you with surprise charges? I mean, seriously, data caps on home internet? I hate to be the bad guy here, but somebody has to keep us from busting our monthly data limit. Sorry, honey, we're out of data, but I'll tell you the ending. Plan dies. My family just wants to enjoy the internet on their schedules. Why does this have to be such a hassle?
Really, Mom? It's an online class. I need the internet to graduate.
Then go to the library. They have free internet, right?
This is so unfair.
My thoughts exactly.
Just a few more minutes, please.
I really don't want to nag, but money doesn't grow on... There's got to be a better way.
Free yourself. Switch to GTA Home Internet today. Truly unlimited with no data caps or additional usage fees.
I prepare. I train. Through strength, determination, and focus, I work hard to achieve my goals. That's why I secure my future with Alpha Insurance. This is what makes you an Alpha.
GU Self-Storage, Guam's newest and largest storage facility with the island's largest variety of storage unit sizes to meet customer demands. Our facility applies the most advanced access and security surveillance system, including the state-of-the-art Easy Code phone app. Keep what's important to you safe and secure with fully covered loading and unloading area in a fully climate-controlled facility. We offer professional packing, pickup, and delivery of your storage items and complimentary use of hand truck, appliance dollies, and pallet jacks, and offer offer ADA accessible units. For our customer convenience, we offer access to our on-site business center, conference room, and mail hub services. Call our friendly and professional management team at 648-7867 to learn more about our flexible month-to-month lease options with best rates starting as low as $50. GU Self-Storage, located next to McDonald's in Harmon, the old GPA building.
From the moment you see it, it commands your respect. You can feel its immense power. The only way to master it is to venture inside. Go ahead, dive in. The GMC Sierra. We are professional grade. Get 16% below MSRP on select Sierra 1500 Crew Cab vehicles in stock. That's over $9,000 on this Sierra.
Visit AutoSpot GMC today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Today, Guam, Chris Barnett with sports, proudly brought to you by Triple J. Summer's coming up, which means Rock and Bowl, which means you have to start practicing for Rock and Bowl. And here's your chance right now with our sponsors, Triple J. Guam Youth Bowling, sponsored by Triple J, hosts youth bowling clinics every Saturday, Central Lanes from 1 to 5 in the afternoon. The clinic for bowlers ages 21 and under. Ray Nicolas is the coach and wanted to give back to the program that helped him when he was a youth bowler. Lessons are free. Kids pay for rental of shoes, balls, and games. Other events lined up throughout the month of May are the Guam Youth Bowling Summer League, which kicks off Saturday at 10 a.m. The league, a 3-person team format for students 18 and under, running for 16 weeks, culminating on August 19, 2017. Thereafter, the Winter League, yes, winter, will begin on Saturday, October 14th, and run for 12 weeks, ending on December 30th of this year. The Guam Youth Bowler of the Month is a competition held every first Sunday of the month for bowlers 22 and under. The monthly tournament ends in the year-end Guam Youth Bowler of the Year, where the top 3 bowlers are rewarded with bank vouchers for their accomplishments from bowlers to ballers. Anyone interested in these activities may call Annette LG or Joey Miranda at 646-7950 for additional info, or go on the internet, GuamBowlingCongress.com. Guam has another Ninja Warrior as Darren Perez, a 2002 grad of Southern High from Santa Rita, competes in American Ninja Warrior Season 9 in Kansas City, which premieres June 12th right here on the stations of KUAM. Perez, a petty officer first class in the U.S. Coast Guard stationed in Plymouth, the United Kingdom. That's part of an exchange program with the British Royal Navy. He recently competed on American Ninja Warrior Season 9 in the Kansas City region, and he uses the nickname Mowgli. Yes, like the kid from Jungle Book. Perez went on to compete in the first Wolfpack Ninja Tour this past weekend, facing 134 competitors in the men's amateur division. Top 8 qualify for finals tournament. He had the 4th fastest time in pre-qualifying, and that would have placed him 32nd and 98 if he competed in the men's pro division. After a back-to-back run during the finals, Perez came up a little short. Second place is still not bad for this rookie making his debut. Darren also got the fastest run of the night for his division with a time at 32.74. Mercy Heights, Infant of Prague, nurseries and kindergarten will be holding their first inaugural Manihawk 2K 5K run walk on Saturday. Assembly point will be held at the Academy of Our Lady of Guam school grounds. Showtime for the run, 5:15 a.m. with go time scheduled for 6 in the morning. The race course will be through the Agani Historical Trail. Come dressed as your favorite sea creature. I might go as a balati. Early fee, $10 per person or $25 for a family of 4. Student fee, 19 and under, $6. On race day, the fee goes up to $15 per person. Register at Mercy Heights office, Infant of Prague office, and Hornet Sporting Goods. They have free shirts to the first 500 finishers, door prizes, and refreshments. They'll also be accepting donations of new or gently worn footwear, including athletic shoes, sandals, and Zori, to be donated to those in need. For more info, call Mercy Heights, 646-1185, or Infant of Prague at 734-2785. The Napa Rovers are the first to move into the quarterfinals of the Bank of Guam 10th Annual GFA Cup Tourney with a 9-1 win over the Bank of Guam Strikers D2 team. Rovers top scorer Ashton Serber finished with a hat trick. Eddie Lee Lorenzo scored 2 goals. Ian Mariano, Marcus Lopez, and Jorge Helu also scored. The Rovers' other goal came on a Strikers D2 own goal. The Rovers are also 4-time defending Bud Soccer League Premier Division champs. Round 1 action, the GFA Cup Guam Men's Premier Soccer Tournament continues nightly through this week with the quarterfinals set to begin on May 12th. All right, Guam. Hey, I'll catch you down at the Guam Micronesia Island Fair. Get a hold of me. Get at me. I might be doing the traditional Chamorro dance. I don't know if you heard the electric slide. All right, down there at the Chamorro Village in Agadia. My name's Chris. You keep on shining, Guam. Adios!
Take on any road with intuitive all-wheel drive.